Hello.
Hi, and Rikard is just grabbing a very quick pee. We've been having very many interviews, like,
I know.
every 30. He was
Just
like,
please take your time.
I was like, yes, of course. He will be here in just a minute. Very nice to meet you.
Oh,
How
nice
do
to
I
meet you
pronounce?
too. Sorry, I can't hear your voice. Just please
You
tell
can't
me.
hear me?
No, it's okay. It's okay. There was
Oh,
some
very.
network connection problem, or I don't know.
I understand. How do I pronounce your name?
My name is Zsolt. This is
Zsolt?
and this is an old Hungarian name actually. It's quite
Oh,
hard to
really?
pronounce. The Z and S and the beginning
Yeah.
of the word is like Jean or Jacques. But
Zsolt. Ooh,
yeah,
it's a challenge, but it's very cool. I
I
didn't
know,
want
I
to
know, I know, and I'm sorry for
offend
that.
you. That is great. All right. I'm sure he will be here in just a minute, but I am
No,
Madeline
it's okay.
anyway.
No, it's
We're
okay.
just
Okay,
waiting
thank you.
for
Just
Richard,
take your
so
time, please.
yeah, it's very good. It's been a lot of good talk, so you will be the last for today. So I'm looking forward to it. I really do.
Me too, and thank you very much for coming. It's always always good to talk to musicians and understand your life and understand your ideas about music. So
Oh, I
it's an
appreciate
honor.
that. I really appreciate that. We appreciate it a lot, It's always nice to talk about it. It's an interesting process after the album is made, to actually
Mm.
talk about it becomes,
Oh,
here he
hello.
is.
So sorry. Hi.
Here's Rick.
No
I told
problem.
him you take a pee. And
Whew.
this is Zsolt. I'm trying to practice on saying his name. It's
Joel.
no,
Yeah. My name is
Zsolt.
Zsolt, and actually I'm from the Hungarian metal webzine kronosmortus.com, and
Very
it's very nice
cool.
to have you here, and thank you very much for the opportunity to interview you.
Oh, thank
Thank
you.
you.
We're happy to be here. Yeah.
It's always a pleasure, and let me start with just a simple question. How was your day?
Oh, very good actually. I've been a little
Busy,
bit
I'm
tired,
sure.
but today was really good. It's been a lot of work.
It's been a good day. Yeah, productive day.
Very productive. Yeah. How's yours?
Mine is okay, thank you very much. I've been
Yeah.
to work, and now I'm home, and this is the quiet part of the day here.
Oh, lovely.
Awesome.
That's lovely.
So, your band exists since 2014, if I'm not mistaken. Could you
Correct.
please tell us a little bit about the formation of the band, the beginnings, and also the evolution of the band? What kind of difficulties did you experience during your lifespan?
Oh, do you have a couple of hours?
Oh
Holy shit.
yeah, I have
I'm
unlimited
saving
time.
a lot of it for the biography in the future.
Oh man, like it's always a struggle to do what you feel is right.
Yeah.
There will always be naysayers, and you always meet people along the way that say they want what you want, and you have a common goal. Then you start working with them, and it appears you don't have it. So I mean, how it all started, like basically, Madeline and I got in touch, and we wanted the same thing. So we founded what is now known as Eleine. And the over the years, we've had some lineup changes, and that's very natural. As I said, it's not for everyone, and we always went down the path that we create what feels right. And that is also why you can hear a natural evolution and progression within our sound. So it's if you listen to the first album up until, well, the upcoming one that's coming out
Yeah.
July 14th, you will actually hear some kind of process also within that, which is
And that
very
is,
interesting.
and it has nothing to do with lineup changes because it's
No, no,
been
no,
me and
no.
Rickard writing the songs all along. But
Hmm.
I mean, it would be weird if we wouldn't evolve during the years, right? I believe it's very important that you live and you learn, and even if it's very heavy things that you might experience sometimes, there's always something to learn from it. And I'm very happy that we chose from the very, very beginning to talk about this, but we said that at at all times we will never ever put our egos first. It is always about the best for Elaine and what is best for us as a band, and as the actual name Elaine. And there has never been any space for any kind of ego within Elaine. And I'm very proud that we really been sticking to that, because we've had this very, very clear focus all the time. It's been easier to work, you know. It has.
I see. Taking the quality of your music into account, it's been quite clearly evident to me that you've been, at least according to my opinion, an underrated band so far. Fortunately, your careers are about to take a big turn because you've been picked up by Atomic Fire label. So so there are quite big opportunities that are that became available to you. And I would just like to ask, how different have the band's days been since then?
Since the beginning?
Since your contract with Atomic Fire?
Oh, well, it's been, I mean, it feels like we leveled up in the actual work, I gotta say. We are even more in touch. We have a product manager, for an example, and she's, you know, I usually say she's my girl. I love her. She's doing such a great job. She works a lot with Epic as well.
I love her husband.
Yeah, totally. He's such a great guy. But it feels like we found our home in a way because everyone is so, that is the same thing. As I just mentioned, that we are not putting our egos first in Eleine, it is so noticeable that no one at Atomic Fire is there to fill up their ego. They are so passionate about music. I mean, that is why they created Nuclear Blast from the very start. They did that, you know, back in the 90s. They built it up. They were just these beautiful music nerds, like loving metal and whatnot. And now they're doing this as passionate as they were in the beginning. And I admire that so much. And they have been so welcoming, and it is just so easy to work with them. It's never a problem. You always just look at how can we solve this. It's never, hey, don't try to tell me what not to do or what to do. It is always just like in sync. And I appreciate that. We all appreciate that. So we feel safe with Atomic Fire.
Yeah. And the release we have coming up July 14th, We Shall Remain, is the first full-length album release. So we can only really answer that question after the fact. Yeah, really. Sure. But up until now, it's been great, and we're looking forward to continue working with Atomic Fire.
I see. Thank you. Last year, you released a special EP. One can hear the acoustic versions of your favorite songs on it. How did the fans react compared to the previous 3 albums? What made you record that album, and how much time, let's say, did it take for you to decide recording it?
The reception of the acoustic EP, Acoustic in Hell, was really great. People really loved it, and
better than I expected, to be honest. Yeah. And it actually turned out better than I imagined that it would do, if I'm going to be very honest.
I thought it would be so lame, and I thought it would suck so bad when we first thought of doing that. But like at the end, like, it sounds awesome, and performing it live, super good. And that the reason why we did it at all, it was because Sonata Arctica.
Yeah, it was because of Sonata Arctica, this Finnish power metal band. They invited us to be a special guest on this acoustic tour, Acoustic Adventures. And that was supposed to take place in 2021.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was mid-pandemic. So we were like, okay, we have just released Dancing in Hell. Well, let's do it. It is a challenge, right? So we kind of just said yes and accepted. And then we started to think, well, how are we supposed to do acoustic songs?
Yeah.
Whoa, because we have very majestic arrangements, you know, very chuggy riffs. But we just sat down and just talked about it, and we promised ourselves to keep the core essence of Eleine, right? And I mean, you got yourself a 7-string acoustic guitar.
Yeah, that is the first thing we did. We bought 7-string acoustic guitars.
I love it. And we kept the very raw sound, like, you know, very groovy. I'm very happy how it turned out, and I have no regrets. I'm very happy that we did the entire tour, the entire release. I know that it will always be like one of the special releases within our discography, you know. It will always be there, and I'm happy that it is so early on as well.
I feel it's great to have this obscure
right?
weird little release, like in the middle of the entire thing, like, holy shit, that's acoustic. in between all the blast beats.
As I've been saying to so many, like, if your grandma does not like metal at all, well, give her this,
Yeah.
and people have, and it's been very appreciated, and some have actually started to listen to the full metal songs as well.
Oh yeah.
So it's
Mm-hmm.
good.
I see. And your new album, as you said already, entitled "We Shall Remain," will be released in July, June or July? July. It will contain, as far as I know, 10 powerful, awesomely dark songs with monumental melodies, crashing riffs, and insane vocals. It can easily mesmerize the listener. What would you say about the songs? Who would you recommend them to?
Who would recommend the songs to? Well, I gotta say,
yeah,
it's a very good question. I would never say that I would just recommend this for people who like this or this band. There's so much within the songs that I would say, if you like metal in general, go ahead, okay? If you don't like metal, I gotta say that we have a lot of fans that are actually not into metal, but somehow they seem to like our music. Why? I don't know. But we take it as a compliment, of course. But I would say if you like metal in general, give it a chance and listen to it. That is what I want to say. Because or else you just risk at putting yourself in different boxes. And I don't want that. Because yeah, you can see it's a symphonic metal, but I can say that I don't think that we sound like many other symphonic metal bands. I think we differ a lot because I guess we have some different influences. So I don't want people to be, scared of giving it a listen. Give it a shot. There's some death metal, there's some black metal, there's some thrash metal, there's some old school metal as well. So give it a chance.
Oh yeah, it's like a sandwich.
It is like a big sandwich.
But really, if you had a bad sandwich sometime, it's not like you say, I don't like sandwiches. Well, try another fucking sandwich, dude.
Like ice cream,
Ice cream sandwich.
Yeah. No, not ice cream sandwich, like any sandwich.
Oh.
You cannot say that you don't like sandwich just because you tried one that maybe wasn't as good.
Yeah.
Yes. It's the same thing.
I understand. Talking about different tastes, I must admit that I'm usually into rougher black and death metal, but as you can see it, I was still blown away by the shredding on your albums, the down-tuned bass, and the purity of the female vocals at crazy heights. Have you by chance met many similar fans who prefer softer or even rougher music and still love to listen to your music?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. We've,
for sure.
as you yourself, like first off, and then as Madeleine said, we have fans that don't really listen to metal otherwise, and we have fans that like almost only listens to the darkest, the heaviest shit, and then they also like us, and we're like, interesting, very interesting, because we always create what feels right to us. And that apparently speaks to very many. So that's a very good thing, but we will always continue to create what feels right to us.
Yeah, but I can agree, because I also listen to, almost exclusively both black and death metal, if I don't have this Rammstein mood that I have right now. But that is what I listen to, so that's my influences, But I like what we're doing, and it comes naturally. And I guess Rikard has his like thrash metal and old school metal influences as well.
And video game.
And video gaming is a huge part. And together we have the anime and movie scores interest. So it's like this big mass of so many influences. But I always take it as a great compliment that when people say, oh, I usually don't listen to metal, but I like you and as yourself, usually I like black and death metal, and I've heard that so many times. Very cool dudes coming up like, I usually only listen to death metal, but I fucking liked you guys. It's nice, I take it as a huge compliment, because then it means that we have done something, to bring out something to the listener. And I like when people actually get out of their box sometimes and open their eyes, because I am that kind. I like to stick with my black and death metal bands and usually don't listen to new things. And that is what I do on my Twitch streams. I like to check out new music videos that people recommend. And many times I notice that, oh shit, this is good, right? and I would never have experienced it if not, you know.
Exactly.
It's very interesting. I appreciated you sharing this.
I didn't know that you had a Twitch stream. That's good to know. Thank you.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
both stream on Twitch.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Also talking about the album cover art, the album cover art always adds a little something extra to the release, and I don't want to exaggerate, but what we see is perfect. Actually, I really find it
Oh,
awesome.
thank you.
Did you have more than one version on your mind, or did the artwork immediately came together in your thoughts when it was created?
It came together pretty fast. When I start to work on it, it usually is like that when we do artworks, that I start and I make maybe the foundation, you know, either if it's a Photoshop mock-up or if I do my horrible drawings, doesn't matter. Usually it just comes up when I start to think about the songs, you know, and the process and everything. It just comes up a picture, you know, and I put it down. And in this case, and a couple of cases, we have been working with Nestor Avalos, who is a great artist. And usually I just hand him the mock-up, you know, or the horrible drawing, and we discuss. And this time it went pretty fast, actually, to put it together. Same as Dancing in Hell. It was like everything just fell into place. And there's so many parts of the artwork that is a part of the album. For us, everything goes hand in hand, you know, everything from music videos to the songs to how we look and act on stage to the artwork. The artwork is an extension. I want you to look at the artwork and get a feeling of, maybe this is what I can expect, you know? You have the battlefield, the sacrifices, the rising person, you know, standing up.
The Eleine symbol.
The Eleine symbol, exactly. So thank you. It means a lot. The visual aspect is very important to us.
Yeah,
because it goes hand in hand with the music. So
I see. And going back to the music for a little while, we could probably mention the name of those quite well-known bands like Epica or maybe Nightwish. But your music is, as we already discussed it, is somewhat different from them. I just mentioned them because they've managed to achieve enormous success, and I think you should get there too, because your music is awesome. Do you think it's possible, or do you at least have that kind of desire to get there where Nightwish is or Epica is right now?
Yeah, for sure.
Sure, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, it's nice to stop sometimes and just see what we have achieved, you know. But still, this is our 4th album only, you know, it's still pretty early in that way, but we do have these goals, and we've had these from the very start. And that is also why we have dedicated our lives to this from the very start. This is the 9th year for us with Eleine, and for 9 years we have been living and breathing Eleine. This is our life, you know, we give everything that we have. And no, we have a lot to achieve. We have a lot of goals, you know, we do. And I appreciate you.
That's great to hear. And talking about previous releases, to what extent are your previous releases still available? And are there any plans to republish them?
Well, we did. We have all the albums are available. Yes, the first and the second one is at our own record label, actually, because we wanted to own them, and we wanted to re-release them, so to speak. And yeah, then everything else is on Black Lodge up until the acoustic EP, and now We Shall Remain, that will be on Atomic Fire. So yeah, everything is available so far.
Yeah,
it is.
It would be great to do a re-release of something in the future, like
we will.
Put it on steroids and just like go full on with the orchestral arrangement that I create today. That would be fun. Yeah,
for sure. No, so everything is available, and we will always try to make sure that everything is available at some point, you know. Of course.
Okay, I see. In April, you played live in Budapest together with Camelot and Mitra. And it's a shame, but I couldn't be there, and I'm still sorry for that.
Oh yeah, we missed you.
That's okay.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
What kind of experience was it for you? How was that night? How do you still have some kind of memories about it?
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Wow.
It
It
was-
was the perfect ending of the tour.
I'm gonna sneeze, by the way.
Oh, it's
Bless you.
allergy.
Oh yeah.
Insane amounts of allergies here right now in
Oh, I know
Sweden.
what you mean. I know what you
Yeah.
mean.
I
Yeah,
felt it coming, you know.
I hear you.
But yeah,
Please.
Budapest was super great. It was a great stage, great crowd, great atmosphere. Everyone's real happy.
The crowd was wild.
They were on point. And I
Oh,
think there
yes.
are videos on YouTube actually from people who filmed from the audience.
Hmm.
It's very nice.
Yeah, that's very good. It was a great gig, and actually it was the perfect ending for that tour. It
Definitely.
really was. It
Well,
couldn't
good
have
to
been
hear.
better, if I'm going to be very honest.
So you
Catering.
were happy with the Hungarian crowd. That's good to
Oh
hear.
yeah, we always are. We always have such a great time in Hungary. We really do, and it is always that we want to make sure that we're going there. It's not always possible for some tours, of course. There's so many things that it depends on, but we always try to aim for it because we always have such a great time. So yeah,
No, that's good to hear.
yeah, we love it.
So you had a lot of gigs in the last short period of time, because you had a tour in North America with Moonspell and in Europe with Camelot. How much energy did you get from the fans? How different is the band's performance and vibe at the beginning of the tour compared to the end of the tour?
Oh, we always give 110%.
Yeah, maybe
Right,
it sounds
always.
like a very classical thing to say, but we do, like each and every gig, it doesn't matter how many or few people there are, or how small the stage might be, or how fucking big it is. It doesn't matter. You always need to maintain that energy.
But I still get the question because it was a long tour. It was
Yeah.
We did 23 gigs over 25 days
In North America.
in
yeah.
North America. Yes, specifically in North America.
We've done like 90 gigs the past 7 months. It's quite a lot.
It's been a lot.
Yeah.
So honing in on North America there, because it was
Yeah.
very tight.
Yeah.
23 gigs over 25 days, and those 2 days that were off days were travel days. And we finished up the music video to Vadas Alles during that time also. So it was a lot of work. And I believe that the question would be, were we exhausted at the end? No, we weren't exhausted in that way, because we still went there. We gave it all. We did it. And the energy from the crowd was great. And then we got home and collapsed.
Usually I'm most exhausted in the beginning before your body, adapts to the energy you have to deliver every
Right.
night. And during the days, I don't sit around. I run around all day fixing things. I'm like this restless little squirrel running around, I guess, want to fix things. And it is what it is, but you always gain so much. We always gain so much energy from our fans, even if it's like on social medias, or when we stream on Twitch, or if it's in our Patreon. If you know what Patreon is, it's like a fan club. And we stay in touch a lot, but we always gain so much energy. And I think it's this beautiful exchange, because we hear from our fans that they gain so much energy from our music and what we do and what we share. And I think that is the beauty of it, like this two-way street, this exchange thing. And I've said it in so many interviews, and I never mean to offend anyone, but I think if you as a band don't even really care about your fans, first of all, I think you kind of lost your shit a little bit, because I think you're pretty off, if I'm going to be honest, because you wouldn't be where you are without anyone that listens to your music. But I actually think you're missing out on something. You don't have to be in touch with people every day. That is not the case. But if you see them as the persons they are, they're individuals being super exciting, holding their records and wanting to be signed, you're missing out on something. I really think you do.
Don't forget the struggles you went through to get to where you are.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, I can always feel like maybe someone else has had it a lot easier than what we've had, because there are so many naysayers. There are so many naysayers, like putting you down and whatnot. You're pushing through, and then you get to a point where people start to listen to your crap music. And then people like it even more, and you get better, and you reach even more people. You start to inspire people with your perseverance and things you've been through your life. And then you're at this point where you have a large fan base who loves what you do, gives you support, and feels the support that you give them through what you create. And that is a beautiful thing. You should never forget that without them, you would be nowhere, my friend.
Yeah, I see. Just a side note, do you have a cat there?
Yes.
Could you please
She's snoring a little bit, so I thought that maybe I should, caress her, but she's sleeping very deeply.
I also have a cat right here.
Yeah.
What's her name?
This is Tofsa, and we have another one here, and her name is Diesel.
Yeah.
Pretty ladies.
Do they spend a lot of time with you?
Oh yeah, whenever being home, yes, of course. Like Diesel, she always likes to be here,
I see.
It's very sweet.
They are always where we are.
Yeah. They just want to cuddle.
Imagine.
Eat a little bit, take a shit, and cuddle. That is it, sleep.
Eat shit, sleep.
Yeah.
The normal way of cat operation.
Yeah.
What can we expect in the future from you? How busy and joyful will be the forthcoming time for Eleine?
Well, we have a lot that is not official yet. We have just signed some papers for upcoming adventures, so to speak, but the closest thing coming up now is the album release. We will go to Germany to the EMP stores for signing sessions, free for everyone. In August, we have a couple of festivals, and after that, we have some things that will be announced. We're very much looking forward to it. And if we're looking at the bigger picture, well, we are here, we're working hard, and we will continue to do so. We have very big goals to achieve, and we want to have fun along the way. We want to inspire, if possible, along the way. And one thing that we actually love is to see how persons, like individuals, our fans, grow within this. They, like our fans, they this community, they started to call themselves the Eleine Legion, and that was a huge compliment. It was so sweet to see them start doing this, and we're so proud to see this community grow, this fan base growing like it does. And I see individuals within this, how they grow. Like for an example, to explain myself, I know so many of them are introverts. They like to be home. They maybe don't have any friends. I can recognize myself a lot, and all of a sudden I see them connect on like the Patreon Discord. They start to talk with each other, chatting, and all of a sudden they meet up before one of our shows. And go to see the show together and hang out for a bit. You don't have to be best friends for life, but they have someone that shares the same interest. And I just see how many of them that are growing as individuals. And for me, that is extremely rewarding. And I know that it is for everyone in Eleine to see that. It is very beautiful. It's definitely. It's one of these moments where you stop for a little bit and just see what is happening. And just know that, okay, that's the beauty of life, right? Because at the end of life, everything we have is memories. And I think it's so important to remember because it's so easy to forget.
Yeah, I understand. People like to go out of their shells if you trigger them.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your answers. It was really a pleasure and an honor. Do you have a message for the Hungarian fans?
Oh, well, I cannot say right now exactly when we will be back, but as always, we encourage everyone to keep an eye on the actual website because social media is what it is. There's so much happening, right? It's so easy to miss out. So usually I say, follow the bands you like on Bands in Town. Keep an eye on the website because we always put everything on the website, the tour tab, So please keep an eye there. We long to be back in Hungary. I can tell you that. We all, as I said, we always have such a great time. So we long to be back. Please continue to stream our music like you do. Buy the music if you want to and if you can. And the new album will be out, and we're very proud of it. And we really hope that everyone will appreciate it.
Thank you very much, and thank you very much for your time. It was a pleasure to meet you, and I wish you all the success and joy for your future.
Thank you. It was lovely to chat with you, and we really hope to see you at the next Eleine show.
I will definitely be there.
That would be so much fun to meet in real life also. So thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Take care now, okay?
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.